The sun was warm on my skin that spring afternoon in our New Orleans backyard. But I felt a chill I couldn't shake. Balloons in soft pinks and golds floated lazily above the tables draped with glittery cloths. Emma's castle cake sat proudly in the center, 3 candles waiting to be blown out by my excited 3-year-old daughter. Children in princess dresses chased each other, their laughter filling the air, while Alex, my husband, manned the grill with a relaxed smile. Everything was perfect for Emma's big day, except my parents hadn't arrived yet. I checked my phone again. Their flight from Tulsa had landed hours ago. I'd bought the tickets myself, just like I'd done so many times before, wanting this milestone to bring us together. They'll be here any minute, I whispered to myself, forcing a smile as Emma tugged my dress and asked for the 10th time, "When are Grandma and Grandpa coming to see my castle?" As the party hit full swing, Norman and Joyce, Alex's parents, arrived with arms full of gifts and hugs for Emma. Their warmth was immediate, the kind that made you feel truly seen. They jumped right in, helping with games and snapping photos. But my eyes kept drifting to the driveway. No sign of my mom and dad. I sent another text. No reply. Something told me to open Facebook. That's when my world tilted. There they were, my parents, Harold and Margaret Graham, grinning ear to ear in front of Sleeping Beauty's castle at Disneyland in California, posing with my sister Lauren's 2 kids, ice cream cones in hand, massive smiles, hearts, and best day ever with our favorite grandkids. Captions everywhere. Photos of character meet and greets. Expensive lunches. All timestamped today. My stomach dropped. I stepped away from the noise, heart pounding, and called my mother. She answered on the second ring, voice casual like nothing was wrong.
"Mom."
"Where are you?" The party started. "Emma keeps asking for you." There was a pause. Then her calm reply.
"Oh."
"Honey, we decided to join Lauren's family here at Disneyland instead." The kids were so excited, and it was a last-minute thing we couldn't pass up. I could barely breathe. "But I bought your tickets. You promised you'd come." This is Emma's 3rd birthday. Her tone didn't waver. "We don't see your family the same way. Lauren's children are our real grandkids, the ones who matter most to us." Those words hit like ice water. I hung up without saying goodbye, fingers trembling as I opened my banking app right there in the corner of the yard. Every automatic transfer, $400 a week for 4 years straight, canceled in seconds. No more supporting their retirement. No more enabling this. 20 minutes later, my phone exploded with calls. First my dad, voice sharp with panic. "Sophia, what happened to the money? The transfer didn't go through. And we have bills due." I told him what my mother had said. He exploded, accusing me of overreacting, of being cruel to aging parents. Mom took over, pleading then turning defensive, insisting the trip was unavoidable because Lauren lived closer and her kids begged for it. They reminded me of every sacrifice they claimed to have made raising me. I stood there, party noise fading into background, feeling the years of favoritism crash down. Growing up in Tulsa, money fights were constant. Dad bounced between jobs, sales gigs, landscaping attempts, always chasing the next big break that never lasted. Mom worked sporadic retail shifts but spent on appearances to keep up with neighbors. Lights went out when bills piled up. Our car got towed more than once, humiliation burning as classmates drove by. Lauren, 3 years older, always got the best new clothes, birthday parties with friends, family outings when cash appeared. My needs for school supplies or shoes met with tight budget lectures. I learned early to fend for myself, working after-school jobs at the grocery store, then fast food in summers, stashing every dollar in a secret account. School was my escape. top grades, counselor recommendations, scholarships to a Louisiana university, marketing major because it gave structure after chaos. I balanced classes with bookstore stocking, tutoring, diner shifts near the French Quarter. Exhausting, but mine. That's where I met Alex during a group project. His steady presence healed old wounds. His parents welcomed me like family during holidays, their encouragement genuine. After graduation, we stayed in New Orleans, built careers, me rising in tech marketing, him in engineering. Married by the river, intimate and full of real love. Emma's birth brought overwhelming joy, and Alex's parents doted on her from day one with visits, stories, and affection my side never matched. 4 years ago, a late-night call from Dad changed things. Mortgage crisis in Tulsa, $10,000 or foreclosure. Medical bills, reduced hours. I felt that old pull of obligation despite the patterns. Alex and I talked it through. One-time help with conditions. Budget. Jobs. Advisor. They agreed tearfully. It held briefly. Then requests crept back. We switched to structured $400 weekly transfers to cover basics without emergencies. They praised it at first. But over time, calls revealed new couch, upgraded kitchen, steak dinners, theater tickets, luxuries not matching careful retirement, visits rare, excuses about travel fatigue. Video calls focused on Lauren's kids' achievements. Emma's mentions brief. I ignored the signs, maintaining peace for Emma's sake. Until this birthday. The calls kept coming as the party wound down. Emma blew out her candles, smile dimming when she asked again about grandparents. Alex stood by me, hand on my shoulder, silent strength while I faced the storm. The evening stretched long after guests left. Wrapping paper scattered across the grass. Emma asleep upstairs clutching her new princess doll from Alex's parents. My phone wouldn't stop. Dad called back. Angrier. You're punishing us over one missed party? We raised you. Family helps family. Mom switched between tears and sharpness. Lauren arranged the trip last minute. We couldn't disappoint the grandkids who actually want us around. The words reopened every old scar. I stayed composed, reminding them of the boundary they crossed. Numbness gave way to resolve. Alex listened quietly, later pulling me close. You protected us today. That's what matters. By morning, the online storm hit. Mom's Facebook post reached mutual friends and relatives. Devoted grandparents denied access to granddaughter's birthday by ungrateful daughter weaponizing money. No mention of Disneyland or her cruel words, just elder abandonment. Comments flooded in. Aunts shocked. A cousin's texting me selfish, urging therapy for my resentment. An uncle left a voicemail calling me heartless. Each message stirred guilt, but anger simmered underneath. Alex screened calls, deleting voicemails before Emma could hear. The pattern was clear, once again. Lauren's side came first. In childhood, her wedding funded, while mine got minimal acknowledgement. Thanksgiving at her house always prioritized. My achievements noted politely. Hers celebrated. During college breaks, I'd visit Alex's family for the warmth missing at home, laughter without tension, support without strings. Moving to Louisiana felt like breathing free air. Promotions at work brought security. Emma's arrival highlighted the contrast. Alex's parents there for every milestone, mine distant, preferring Lauren's closer family. The $400 weekly had bought temporary calm, but the Disneyland choice exposed the truth. They viewed Emma as secondary. Canceling support was painful but necessary, protecting my peace and daughter's future from one-sided obligation. Calls alternated manipulation and threats. Dad claimed health would worsen without money. Mom warned extended family would judge me. By evening, exhaustion set in, but the boundary held. Reflecting alone that night, memories surfaced slowly. The quiet resentment building from unequal treatment, Lauren's better clothes, outings, while I scraped by. Home instability, foreclosure notices, borrowed money from relatives who later shamed my parents. At 15, my first job taught independence. Secret savings protected me from borrowing. High school focus earned scholarships. Lauren married stable Shane early. Their modest wedding highlighted parental priorities for her. My path was solitary but empowering. Alex's family introduced healthy dynamics during that pivotal Thanksgiving. No arguments over money, just encouragement. Their acceptance healed something deep. Emma's birth shifted everything. Phone congratulations from my parents felt hollow compared to Alex's parents' hands-on help, meals, nights up with newborn. Genuine joy. The late-night mortgage crisis calls stirred duty mixed with fear of enabling. The one-time $10,000 with conditions seemed fair. Early updates positive. But soon excuses returned. Health.
Age.
Family helps without conditions. Structured support followed. Initial gratitude faded as spending signs appeared, luxury purchases during calls. I questioned silently, but continued transfers to avoid conflict. The birthday planning months earlier sparked hope. Emma obsessed with princesses. We built the perfect backyard wonderland. Parents enthusiastic on phone. I covered tickets and extra for outfits. Optimism grew. Party morning. Decorations final. Emma twirling in her dress. Guests arrived. Joy building. In-laws first. Enhancing the magic. But as hours passed, absence grew obvious. Emma's hopeful glances at the gate broke me. Facebook discovery crystallized years of subtle rejection. The call confirmed it brutally. Cutting transfers felt like reclaiming power.
Now.
Facing backlash. The weight pressed but didn't break me. Emma's innocent laughter next room contrasted the chaos, reinforcing my choice. Boundaries weren't cruelty, they were survival. A few days later, escalation peaked. My parents announced via message they were flying to New Orleans to talk and see Emma. They arrived uninvited, knocking loudly one afternoon. Luggage in tow. Dad's voice carried across the driveway. Grandparents have rights. You can't keep us from our granddaughter. Mom pleaded emotionally. Tears flowing. Neighbors peering curiously. Emma peeked from the window, confused by the shouting, asking why they sounded angry. The sight of her small, worried face steeled me. This toxicity couldn't touch her. Alex stood firm, politely asking them to leave and discuss calmly later. They refused, sitting on front steps, continuing complaints. We called authorities. Officers arrived quickly, listening professionally. My parents argued family bonds passionately. But law was clear, trespassing on private property. Parental rights over minor child. They were escorted to their hotel with warnings. Watching them leave brought mixed relief and deep sadness. The confrontation confirmed the relationship had turned harmful. Protecting our home meant accepting the break. In the weeks after, consequences unfolded. Mutual contacts shared updates from Tulsa, without weekly money.
Rent arrears mounted fast.
Eviction notice came under Oklahoma law after months unpaid. They sold newer possessions, the leather couch, appliances, electronics, even traded the car for older model, downsizing to a modest one-bedroom apartment on fixed Social Security. Attempts to contact persisted, blocked numbers, pleading emails about health and regrets, warnings of my future guilt. Each stirred doubt briefly, but memories of favoritism and the birthday betrayal strengthened resolve. I blocked new contacts, changed numbers and email as needed. Silence eventually settled, liberating yet heavy. No contact became permanent, closing the chapter of one-sided effort. Flashbacks filled quiet moments. Childhood uncertainty wore everyone down, unpaid bills leading to dark evenings with flashlights. Car repossessions. Lauren received priority during cash windfalls. My self-reliance started young: jobs, secret savings, academic drive. College in Louisiana brought vibrancy. Marketing classes challenging yet rewarding. Part-time work building pride. Alex entered my life through projects. His calm healing old aches. His family's holidays offered the affection I'd craved. Career rise in New Orleans tech firm brought promotions. Stability. Marriage and Emma's arrival solidified our unit. In-laws' involvement contrasted sharply, consistent. Joyful presence versus my parents' infrequent. Lauren-focused attention. Spending shifts during support years painted clear picture, comforts and splurges contradicting modest retirement claims. I monitored but hesitated to confront, fearing reopen fights. The birthday crystallized it all. Hope for family unity shattered by choice and words. Cutting support drew the line. Public narrative twisted facts, but close ones knew truth. Relatives' judgments faded as time passed without engagement. Emma thrived unaware. Her curiosity and giggles daily reminders of stakes. Alex's steady partnership anchored me through guilt waves. Months passed, and the full picture of my parents' situation emerged through distant acquaintances. Eviction forced major downsizing. The apartment was smaller. Expenses trimmed to match income without extras. No more upscale dinners or theater outings. Their outreach attempts dwindled as blocks held. Occasional new emails referenced past sacrifices, but I no longer engaged. The silence allowed space to process. Reflecting on the journey revealed painful lessons. Favoritism started early, shaping my drive for independence. Home financial chaos taught harsh realities: towed cars, utility shutoffs, borrowing shame cycles. My secret jobs from age 15 built buffer and responsibility. Academic focus opened doors to Louisiana, away from Tulsa's pull. Marketing career applied creativity strategically amid past disorder. Meeting Alex was pivotal. Study sessions turned deep connection. His family's open kindness during holidays filled voids, no money tension. Just encouragement. Emma's birth amplified contrasts. In-laws provided practical newborn support. Genuine milestone celebrations. My parents' phone-only involvement and Lauren priority stirred quiet sadness. The mortgage crisis exposed lingering duty. One-time aid with boundaries seemed hopeful. Structured weekly transfers brought temporary peace, but enabled unchanged habits. Birthday planning represented attempt at inclusion. Their enthusiasm masked true preferences. Disneyland choice and rejection words forced action. Immediate fallout, panic calls, public shaming. Uninvited visit, tested resolve. Police involvement marked painful endpoint, but protected Emma. Eviction consequences validated decision. Patterns of irresponsibility persisted without support. Blocking maintained boundary despite guilt. In this space, our family healed and grew. Emma developed confidence through consistent love. Traditions with in-laws created cherished memories: park swings, baking, story times. Their presence highlighted healthy dynamics, mutual respect, unconditional care beyond finances. Standing firm prevented harm. Focused energy on trust-based relationships. Looking back, obligation disguised damage. True family thrives on reciprocity, not extraction. The choice, though hard, enabled peace and growth. Doubts surfaced less over time. Emma's joy outweighed past pain. Alex's support unwavering. The story leaves questions. When does duty end? How do we balance history with present harm? Boundaries protect futures. Our life in New Orleans flourished in the quiet aftermath. Emma explored with wide-eyed wonder, chasing backyard butterflies, building towers that collapsed in giggles, demanding repeated princess stories at bedtime. These simple moments filled our home with fulfillment. Alex and I strengthened traditions, river walks, family dinners emphasizing open talk. His parents remained constants, planning adventures around her milestones. Thoughtful gifts challenging her mind. Floor time plays sharing gentle wisdom. Their unwavering involvement built Emma's security. Contrasting my childhood, secondary status. It healed lingering aches, showing what family could be.
Professionally,
Promotions continued. Marketing strategies drove results, bringing pride in self-earned stability. Financial security allowed focus on Emma's opportunities without diversion. The no-contact permanence brought mixed emotions, grief for lost ideal, relief from toxicity. Extended family judgments quieted without fuel. Some understood upon learning full context. Lessons crystallized. Kindness taken for granted erodes respect. Favoritism wounds deeply, shaping self-worth quests. Financial ties shouldn't substitute emotional bonds. Setting limits wasn't abandonment, but preservation. Protecting Emma from rejection mirrored my self-protection journey. If patterns repeated, enabling prolonged harm. True connections require mutual care, not one-way support. The experience reminds us we're not alone navigating difficult family dynamics. Hard choices safeguard peace, allowing healthier relationships to thrive. Emma's laughter echoes daily affirmation. Boundaries open space for genuine joy. The heartbreak led to clarity, family defined by actions, not blood alone. What remains is quiet strength, knowing I chose protection over perpetuation. The story lingers with questions of duty versus self-preservation, but the path forward feels right.